In this video, we're going to focus on those crucial things that you just can't sacrifice. And these are the things that rejuvenate yourself. And what I mean by you can't sacrifice them is they must become just those things that you do for your own personal hygiene every day. Actually, when I say personal hygiene, I'm not talking about showers and stuff. I'm talking about your mental and physical well-being. So, for example, some of those things that are absolutely critical that you can't sacrifice, one of them might be 8 hours sleep. If you're one of those people that cannot function on 5 and 6 hours sleep, maybe not night to night, maybe even having the odd night where it's 5 hours and it messes you up the next day. Even though you've had 3 days of 8 hours sleep, the fourth day, 5 hours sleep, the next day it's a mess. That's you, that's something you can't sacrifice. So it might be sleep, it might be around your running, it might be around your nutrition, it might be around a yoga routine. What is it? And you can best answer this. What is it that you do that you can't afford to sacrifice? Because if you do, if you sacrifice that thing, you'll be much worse off because of it. And too often, and if I was to share this story with you, too often what we do is we make sacrifices to the things that we shouldn't be sacrificing. And that's the whole point of this video. So we're consciously aware of those things we must not sacrifice. So back to that story, I remember someone sharing this with me, and this is where I really started to think about this concept. And she was saying that when she gets really, really busy and she needs to find time from somewhere, where she gets the time from, or where she used to get the time from, was her yoga routine. So she had a yoga routine, anything between 40 minutes to an hour each day. So if she needed some time freed up, it was the yoga routine that suffered. And why she was reflecting on this is she realized that every time she was sacrificing her yoga routine to get some extra work done, she wasn't a better person because of it. The yoga routine for her wasn't just about the mobility and manipulation and of her joints and softening of her muscles. It was a mindset thing. It was where she rejuvenated her mindset, was able to just bring the internal pressure down, just breathe, relax. Mentally, it was great for her. So anytime she started to sacrifice those things, it went pear-shaped for her. And we often do this in so many ways. I talked about nutrition before, and I know, and you will also know, and we've both probably experienced, where we've had that quick, easy, cheap, nasty meal because spending time in the kitchen, cooking that 1 hour meal, that cheap, easy, nasty, quick meal meant it was a 20-minute meal. Not only that, not only eating the bad stuff we shouldn't have been eating to free up 40 minutes, but we probably wolfed it down. We didn't chew it properly, we scoffed it down, which is doubly bad. Oh, double? No, it's just 2 elements of bad, isn't it? We're not eating the right things, and we're not eating the right things too fast. So we need to be really firm on what are those things we're not prepared to sacrifice. And I, as a personal example, I stuck to that the other day. I had every single reason not to go out for a run because I was under pressure, I was feeling the pressure, and going out for a run usually it costs me, even if it's a short run, that's about maybe half an hour, it'll at least cost me an hour because I've got the warm up, I've got a warm down, and I've got to shower and get dressed and da-da-da. So what might be a half an hour 5K run will cost me at least an hour. So you can imagine when I've got a run and it's planned to be an hour to an hour and a half, which might cost me up to 2.5 hours, I'm thinking that is a load of time, and I can easily free up that time for what it is that I'm feeling pressure about. And what I'd say to you is just know what are those things you're prepared to sacrifice and those others that are non-negotiable, that you're not prepared to sacrifice. So for me, one of the big ones is sleep. Another big one is running, because when I did go for a run on that particular day, I felt much better for it. I took my problems on the run with me, and I was able to solve most of the problems on the run. So the running pays dividends. Those are my non-negotiables. Running, sleeping, and one that's very close and up there is nutrition. It's better for me, I know personally, to go hungry a little bit longer, but to eat the right stuff because I'm prepared to spend the time preparing a proper meal as opposed to that quick bite of something that I know is not going to be nutritionally fulfilling. But what is it? What is it for you? It might also be, we've covered sleep, we've covered nutrition, we've covered forms of exercise, but it might also be a morning routine. The thing that you do every single morning that puts you in the best state of mind. Even when you're super busy, if you're getting up at 5:30 a.m. and you've got a morning routine that takes half an hour, is that one of those things that you will not sacrifice, no matter how busy you are? So instead of getting up at 5:30 and getting straight into work, you will always do your morning routine because you know you'll be more productive throughout the whole day having it done. Just think about, I'm not going to advocate what those things are, but just think about what are the non-sacrificial, those things that you won't sacrifice, that are absolutely crucial for you to do every day for your physical and mental well-being. You need to lock those down. Share them with friends and family, loved ones, so people understand how important they are to you, and they can potentially do a few things to help you to be able to do those things. My morning routine starts at 5:30 every morning, and that works for me. It works great because in the household I'm in, I'm the only one up at 5:30. No one else in this place stirs until about 7 a.m. at the earliest, and that's when I'm making coffee for one of those people. I'm laughing because I can hear this person, my wife, this person, I'm laughing in the background. But that's it. I get that window of opportunity, and between 5:30 and 7, and that's when I can do the things that are really important for me to set up for the day, and that's my morning routine. Have I got it around? Here we go. And it's a checklist of things. So there's 2 weeks there, and I just roll through these things. There's my morning routine, what I want to do during the day, these blocks in the middle, and then what I do at the end of the day to get ready for the next day. I'm not very good at ticking those ones off, but the morning routine, a lot better at ticking those things off. So within my morning routine, you can see there is a number of elements. Do I do every single element every single day? I plan to, but there might be 1 or 2 I cut out. But the fact that I'm ticking them every day means there will never be 3 or 4 days where I won't do that thing. I'll realize that I haven't done it for a little while, and I might sacrifice something else for something within the morning routine, but I get the morning routine done. So just to give you a quick flavor, part of it is warming up my voice, meditation, breathing on a Shakti mat, if I pronounced that correctly, but it's those mats with the little spikes on it. Stand on it and do some breathing there. I do some flow rope, balancing on one leg, some hip work, my yoga, Te practicing that, which is the Māori language here in New Zealand. I do my daily journal, and then I record the time of my breakfast. That's easy, just recording that down, making sure it's a nice window between when I have dinner and breakfast, a big long window, so something close to 12 to 14 hours. And that I've taken my morning nutrition. That's it. I've also marked down how long it takes, so it's anything from about 40 minutes to 60 minutes, depending on how well I do all of those things. I left out word of the day as well. So just keep my vocabulary polished. That's it. So yeah, morning routine for me is one of those things I don't want to sacrifice. Do I do all of those things when I'm on holiday? No. But there'll be a number of those things that I take. So the warm up, the wake up stretching, doing the yoga, working through the hips, definitely take my journal away with me and I write down how I'm feeling and what my focus is on for the day and just anything else that comes in my mind. Okay, let me wrap this up. let me wrap this up, and if you've got through to this point, let me make this 10 minutes worth it for you. And it's going to be worth it for you by you answering this question. What are the non-sacrificial, there must be a better way of me wording that. What are the things that you won't sacrifice, that every day you need to do, even if it means risking other things not being done? What are those things that you will do every day for yourself, where you put yourself first? For yourself mentally, for yourself physically, so your mental and physical health, just for self-preservation, just for sanity. Great thing about the morning routine for me is whatever I need to get done during the day, there's probably not like a 7 a.m. deadline that it needs to be done by. So by getting in my morning routine, that deadline might be 3 p.m. So it just means I have to be a little bit more concentrated on how I use that time after the morning routine. But I can put in the morning routine knowing that I can just focus on the concentration in the work to get it done. That's it. That's it. So what are the things that you can't sacrifice, that you know are important to you? And just by knowing those things, just by labeling them right now, that will serve and benefit you. By just focusing on those things every day. You deserve it. You deserve it, and you need it, and you're a better person because of it. Those are the things you can't sacrifice. Take care. If you want to subscribe to this channel, do so. As I say, in these videos, I cover things that make life easier, that make life more simple, and improve your performance. And they are things that I do and have tested and tried myself. I don't share anything that hasn't benefited me in the hope that it might also benefit you. All right, take care. I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye.